So the resin is dry. You can see right here, the paper was a little bit taller. It wasn't glued down completely right here. I'm trying to get my finger over that area that I can see. That's just a little piece of paper. That's because my resin was real thin. I ended up going to do a second coat. Now if I want to do a second coat right away, I could have done it within 3 hours, and that's according to art resin that you can put a second layer on at exactly 3 hours. They say 3 hours, so I'm not going to say before 3 hours, and I'm not going to say too long after 3 hours. But it says at 3 hours, you can put a second layer on, and if you have to get a little bit thicker, and the two will meld, and then this little thing wouldn't happen, because I'm planning on pouring over the top of this, which I really kind of like what this looks like. I don't know, I don't want to risk ruining it. This is our colors under the resin, and of course the textural that the deli paper gives is pretty fabulous. I could see using this for various bases. Gives it a nice look with basically no silicone. So literally I was able to just let the paint dry for a few hours and put this resin coat on top. I've got to mix up some colors now, and my plan is to come back in with some really bright china blue, you know, like a light blue teal and white, and blow some color in here. Like I said, kind of like how Melly did on her blue one. I'm telling you, she inspired me to try to go this direction in this piece. And I was so excited with how this red one turned out. Now, if you remember what I was saying, one reason why I want to use the deli paper, I wanted the red to really pop, because red doesn't have that much mica in it. So take a look and see what happens here. Sorry for the lights and the flash on there. I'm trying to get the glare off. But see how beautiful, here it is. That red is where the deli paper is, it's second section up. And you can see how mellow the regular Vivid is with the resin over the top. It's extremely subtle. I know that just because it's the red Vivid. The red Vivid doesn't have that much mica in it, but look what happened when I put it on the deli paper and I covered with the resin. Now all those beautiful, glorious colors show up. So I'm kind of glad I did that. And since I'm going to be blowing the bulk of my color from the base down, we're going to be fine. This is going to be fine. See? All right, I also did another one in blue. And I did kind of the same thing. I took the deli paper in different types of blues and teals, and not quite as dramatic. It's a little bit more subtle than the red one. I also realized I kind of had an oddball section down here. It was a little bit too short of just the plain Vivid blue. I tried to paint over some of the deli paper before I resin. My only disappointment in this shot that I'm giving you guys is what's kind of coming in is these dark patches in here. It's actually turquoise. And in some lights, as I'm walking by this thing, I may be able to pick it up on my camera. Even though this is all blues and teals, it's picking up some kind of strange violet pearl cast on one end when I'm kind of walking by with my phone. So we'll see how this looks once I blow some colors on top of this, and if I regret it or not after all this work. But I wanted to do that melody technique without having just blank blue behind it or blank red behind it. Anyway, I'll be back. Just wanted to show you how these turned out before we did the resin on them. Those colors are pretty darn spectacular. I love how they turned out. So I messed with this thing some more, and all these little pockets that look really milky, they're all going to come transparent, and the other colors beneath are going to come through. Even this area right here that's that real pale yellowy gold, that's going to just fall in, and the colors behind it kind of come through. We're going to get some greens. The thing that's going to stay the most opaque is right here is this white. I used a little bit more white than I wanted. Same thing with, I'm not going to tilt this thing because it's wet, and I'm sorry it's shiny right here, but there is some, I can't get that shine off of there, sorry. Oh, here we go. Here is some white coming in, veining black into that blue. The blue will be fairly transparent and sparkly, but because there's blue underneath, this is going to show up more opaque. The coral berry, I'm getting some transparency on. So it'll be interesting to see how this thing dries. I am going to have to let this thing dry a few days in order to resin. In the next video, if I can just show you this thing bare bones dried before it's resin. Again, this is a little bit too stark for my liking. If I was going to do another one, I might not have used so much white, or get a funnel on my heat gun or blow dryer so I can get more airflow, because I didn't get any airflow from a heat gun, from my regular blow dryer, and even from my commercial heat gun that has that little funnel on them. They're not blowing hard enough. So I'm going to go back and take a look and see what Melody used for her blow dryer. I'm just popping some bubbles now. You know, any bubbles. But the good news is, since this has no silicone in it, I'll be able to resin over this pretty fast. Again, I'm not, these little pointy things I made, I'm not that thrilled about right now. I'm kind of not sure what I want to do with it. But I might as well let this piece go. I decided to do the blue first, even though blue's a beautiful color. Love that color. That red one just came out so pretty. I kind of wanted to make sure I had the right technique down before I put that bright china blue on top of the red. Anyway, see you guys later. Bye.